Good morning, Dubai. It is Thursday morning. This is the Lovin Dubai show with me, Casey.
And me, Masa.
And we go through the big trending stories in Dubai. Our top story today, UAE sends massive water convoy to Gaza amid the worsening humanitarian crisis.
And Abu Dhabi named one of the world's most affordable cities to buy a home.
We're talking about 2 people have been arrested in Sharjah for stealing 195,000 dirham using the faulty tyre scam.
And a Dubai patient wins 1 million dirhams after botched surgery.
Later on in the show, we're going to welcome back Lauren O'Connell. She's going to talk about how to support someone going through cancer, and this is in honour of breast cancer awareness.
In today's Rapid Weather Report, it's mostly sunny with temperatures ranging from 26 to 28 Celsius.
Probably 34.
34-ish.
34.
It feels
26 to 34.
It feels cooler.
26 to 34. It is cooler. We had, we had great fun in the studio yesterday.
Yeah.
We welcomed, so there's a national broadcaster in Ireland. It's called TG4. It's one of the national broadcasting channels. So we have RT1, RT2, something 3, and then TG4. And it's like the comparison would be the UK has BBC. I think America has like PBS. You know, these types of national broadcaster channels. What do we have here?
Is it Dubai one? Dubai Media.
It's the free channels that are always on the TV.
Dubai one on TV.
I don't watch TV, I watch social media. And so, the Irish channel, which only speaks Irish, they have come to Dubai and they're shooting a series about success stories in the city. And the main crux of it is they only speak Irish, right? So yesterday I had an interview.
Successful people in the city.
No, oh God, no, I'm not cheering myself. It's the
as it should be. No,
it's the Lovin Dubai journey because it's Irish owned. But that's
but still, it's something to be proud of, honestly.
For Lovin Dubai, it's something to be proud of. But it's an Irish owned company, and so we had our interviews in Irish, and we actually had the host. Her name is Caroline Shoga. She lives here in Dubai, but she's Irish. She's fluent in Irish. She was sitting here yesterday, and she was introducing the Lovin show in Irish.
Oh.
And so I wanted to see if you could introduce the show in Irish.
Should I try? Do you have it in front of you? I'll try reading it.
It's in front of you in the...
Okay, I see it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So,
let's take it from here. Maiden mahate ahuze float go data and Claire Lovin Dubai. Leia Musa, Casey Fitzgerald, August Missy Caroline. It sounds French, I don't know why.
That sounded French.
Say ayod. That's a long word. That's a very long word. It has more than 20 letters. I'm going to skip that. Fair in Dubai Rene CPR and okay, I'm done.
I think you did really well.
Really, did I? Can you read it now?
Okay, so Modern Ma, agus fáilte roimh gotí an clár Lovin Dubai lumsa, Casey Fitzgerald, agus Masa. Seo iad príomhscéalta an lá. Far in Dubai a rid a CPR, in am agus a chováil save linnev.
Can I try to translate it maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try. Welcome to the show. I'm sitting here with the team of Lovin Dubai.
Or we say good morning.
Okay, good morning.
And then welcome to the Lovin Dubai show.
Welcome to the Lovin Dubai show. I am here with Casey and me, Caroline. Her name is Caroline.
Yeah.
Okay, almost there. I will be discussing the top story for today.
Yeah, well, we just translate what we said in English.
Oh, and then you were talking about the CPR story.
Yes.
Okay.
But can I tell you, it was so...
How was it?
I grew up speaking Irish, and I went to an all-Irish school until I was 12, and at that age I was fluent. And I think about the kids growing up here and the languages that they're learning in school versus what they're sitting at home, and like, I really lost it.
Oh.
And it was so sad to me because they would have said, if you want to do English, it's fine.
Yeah.
It was okay. But I really wanted to be on the broadcaster of Ireland speaking Irish. And so when we started talking, and I just kind of crumbled. I was like, oh.
No, were you doing it you were doing it in English?
We did most of it in Irish. We did.
Oh,
we got
okay, you
through.
try your best though.
Yeah, and there was a lady on the side, her name was Bridie, and she was amazing. She would come in and she'd be like, oh, and she would like give you the right words. And so it was very much like, I can't wait to see the edit because they would feed me the lines. But it's okay, we got through it.
It's okay. At least you know what? It's always the end product that matters.
Exactly.
Not the execution process, not the pre-production.
No one was there for the fluffs.
No one would know.
No one was there when they said something and I'd go, oui. You like yes in French.
But I'm telling you, it sounds so French. Like when I first saw it, I was like, oh, it sounds a little French, you know.
Dh1M go bilshake egg clousson mar français. I don't know.
Oui, oui.
Oui. I did say oui, and I was like, I think I just said oui, and the sound guy that was like, yeah, I just got that. I was like,
you know what? No one will see it. I don't think you have like fluent Irish.
I think people who don't speak Irish will think I have fluent Irish, but people who
me.
do. Like Caroline, the way she would speak was amazing, you know?
Wow.
And it was just so natural and so fluent.
But I think she's just had like more time to practice for it.
She speaks it at home in her house with her family all the time.
Oh, makes sense.
She lives in a part of Ireland where, you know, it's really encouraged and a lot of people do so. But outside of that pocket, it's mostly English.
I like that. I feel like we always have to, you know what, keep this language, just like us with Arabic, you know. A lot of families, I know, what they do is that they teach their kids English and they speak to their kids in English as they grow up, but I think I'm so against that. It's important to preserve one's language. It's really important. Like, why would you make your child grow up struggling to speak Arabic and then struggling to put them through the schools? Arabic is it's a bit of a hard language, but if you teach them from they were younger, they'll grow with a strong Arabic language.
It really requires the parents to speak the language at home. Exactly. That's the only way for fluency. And I wonder if anyone's watching today in a multilingual house.
Yeah.
So like, you know, we have such an amazing mix of people here. It could be any language, and how you're managing it as parents to incorporate it. And let's say, like, will you speak Arabic at home? Do you speak Arabic at home now?
We only speak Arabic at home.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, even back when we were, I was really young, but from what I know, from my family said, even when we were living in the UK, my parents were speaking to my brothers and siblings and sister in Arabic.
Do you think in English or Arabic?
That's a good question. Wait, let me, no. Do I think in Arabic or... Stop. How can I know?
I don't know.
How can I know? Do you think in English or in Irish?
Well, English. But that's because I'm not fluent in Irish.
I can't tell. I'm trying to think.
We'll come back to it.
Now it's going to be on my mind. Which language am I thinking?
Because the girl yesterday on the show, Caroline, she said she's actually more confident in Irish. She thinks in Irish. And that's the real level of fluency.
Oh.
I think we've blown Massa's brain today.
I think in Arabic. No, I don't know. You know what? I don't think before I speak, actually.
But you have thoughts.
Yeah, but I have thoughts. But I think it's a mix. It's a mix of both. I think it's a mix of both.
That's what you want.
A mix of both.
Massive Christ. Massa's brain is working in both languages.
Yeah.
And isn't she lucky? Let's jump into our top story of the day. The UAE sends a massive water convoy to Gaza amid worsening humanitarian crisis. So this is part of the UAE's ongoing Operation Chivalrous Night 3. The largest convoy of water tankers has been dispatched to northern Gaza in a concerted effort to alleviate the worsening humanitarian crisis and address the acute shortage of potable water.
The initiative seeks to restore access to safe water in areas where infrastructure and water sources have been severely damaged due to the recent wave of displacement, which has compounded the population's struggle to meet their most basic needs.
In addition to the water supply operation, food parcels and other humanitarian aid have also been deployed to hundreds of displaced people in northern Gaza. The initiative aims to support affected households, families amid the ongoing humanitarian catastrophe, reinforcing resilience among residents and easing their suffering amid harsh displacement conditions and the lack of essential life necessities that they're facing.
The UAE continues to extend assistance to those in need, strengthen the resilience of civilians, and provide essentials of a dignified life despite ongoing challenges.
This follows the Israeli military killing at least 20 Palestinians in attacks across Gaza after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu ordered powerful strikes following an exchange of gunfire in Rafah, during which one Israeli soldier was wounded.
The US insisted the truce is still holding as Hamas and Israel accuse each other of breaches. Our thoughts and prayers are with the deceased.
Yes, they are. Let's move in to our next story. We're talking about a scam in Sharjah, and this is the first time I've heard of this one. And it's quite a hefty scam. So 2 people have been arrested for stealing 195,000, and they're calling it the faulty tire trick. I don't know if you've heard it. So thieves might move fast, but Sharjah police, they're moving faster. 2 men recently distracted a woman who was outside a bank by pointing out a flat tire on her car. While she checked, they seized, I don't know how they did this, 195,000 dirham from her car and fled the scene.
Within hours, Sharjah police tracked down the suspects and in coordination with Fujairah police recovered the stolen money.
Authorities are reminding residents to stay alert. Don't be distracted after withdrawing cash. Always lock your car and secure your money. Report any suspicious behaviour immediately. The length the thieves had to go to understand how much that lady was withdrawing.
And they were watching her?
It must have been a corporate amount, like for a big company. It's absolutely wild. But it makes you think of, I think we need to do a list of all of the scams that we're aware of.
Yeah.
So this faulty tire one is new.
And scam. I keep receiving that.
The emails.
Yeah, it looks so legit, so be careful.
And sometimes cars approaching you and saying, hey, we need money to get back to Saudi or something, and there's a family in the car. And that was one. And the Italian suit guys, they're everywhere. I always hear about those stories.
Yeah, I remember, I think it was on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
The Armani guy.
We've told this story before, the Italian suit guys. So
yes,
they'll come up to you, say they've just been at an expo in Dubai of some sort. They're trying to get back to the airplane. Something's happened with their money, but they've got some nice suits in the trunk, and then you end up paying them. So there's a couple of those types of similar scams.
I know. I remember
Reddit,
one of our neighbors back in our old community. Okay, she was going to the grocery store that was in the community, and then a random man in his car approached her and told her he doesn't have money and he really needs the money. Okay, and he can't eat and he can't get food. So in her brain, she's like, okay, I can get you food. But as soon as she told him that, he drove away. I don't know what he was trying to do.
Just wanted money?
I think I don't know, just weird. Not sure if it was a scam, but still.
The shame is that I feel like it's a duty to report the scams.
Yeah.
Because they're there and we know that the police are extremely vigilant at stamping this out, and we're very lucky to that. But what I'd also say is it also makes you a little more wary as a person.
Yeah.
I think your human nature is to help people.
That's the thing.
But I won't lie to you, I'm a bit cautious of strangers.
Yeah.
And I do have my radar up, and I think it's because we used to have so many of these stories, it makes me a little bit
anxious.
Yeah,
that's the thing, by the way, because growing up, okay, it's still safe, 100%. But, we didn't have this widespread of scammers and people taking advantage of people's kindness, especially in Ramadan. We used to always want to lend a hand or help a person out. But now, every time I see someone that's approaching me, I'm thinking maybe he's a scammer, maybe he's lying, maybe he's not telling the truth. So I don't know what to do in this situation. Like, you feel bad for the person. But when you hear such scam stories, it's like, oh, no, he thinks I'm an easy target. He thinks I'm like that. So it just takes it away from what people want to do in terms of kindness and helping people.
Yeah, you're meant to help your neighbour, but if someone knocked on my door late at night and they needed help, I would freak.
Me too.
Absolutely freak out.
I'll be free.
Although we know safety records are impeccable, both in Abu Dhabi and in Dubai, which leads us nicely into our next story.
So Abu Dhabi named one of the world's most affordable cities to buy a home. So a new Bloom Holdings study has ranked Abu Dhabi among the top 10 most affordable cities in the world for first-time home buyers, and it's the only city outside of Europe to make the list.
It's a very interesting report, because I always thought it was expensive to buy in the capital, but alas not. The UAE capital's strong position comes down to high earning potential, zero income tax and faster savings for down payments, making it easier for residents to step onto the property ladder.
With a robust economy, stable housing market and a growing population, Abu Dhabi continues to prove that home ownership dreams can come true without breaking the bank. I don't know why I always had that thought that Abu Dhabi was more expensive than Dubai. But from what people are saying, no, there are better salaries in Abu Dhabi.
So then, therefore, it's easier for the
easier
people living there
to rent houses.
to get on the property ladder. Although I will say, when I first saw this, I did question it, and when I jump into the comments of the post, they say, comedy movie made this post. Do you have any proof? So I think the reality is homes are not super affordable in Abu Dhabi, but because of the low tax and high earnings ratio, it's easier to get on the property ladder.
And I think if you're just comparing it on a global level, maybe, like if you're comparing it to Europe, they're comparing it to London, they're comparing it to America, and this is where they stand, basically. But would you rather like rent a house in Dubai or buy a home in Abu Dhabi?
Would I rather rent a house in Dubai? I love Abu Dhabi.
Really?
Well, I love Dubai, but I just went down one weekend and we were on Saadiyat, and it's so serene, and they're putting a lot of money into these insane luxury homes by the beach, and the mangroves there are so nice. I could retire there in absolute peace and solitude with quiet, just quietness.
Yeah, it is quiet. It's calmer.
Now, if you're saying now
Less
or
traffic.
rent, I'd much rather own that home than rent anywhere, But I mean, both great options, to be honest.
Both are really good options. Anna, for me, I like to visit Abu Dhabi, but I love living in Dubai. I can't leave it. I'm so attached to Dubai. I just love the life there. I wouldn't call it. It's just because it's a city it's so busy. I like that it's busy. It's like I like the chaos. I like that if I leave at 12 a.m. there is a lot of cars around me.
Yeah.
I like a city that's Abu Dhabi is full of life, but it feels calmer. I like the energy.
Maybe it's an age thing.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But I know a lot of people that really love Abu Dhabi and they like the calmness and because traffic is a lot less than Dubai. But I can't. Dubai is just, I'm so attached. Every time someone would mention moving to somewhere else, I'm like, no. Keep me grounded here.
Yeah.
Take my soul here.
It is a beautiful destination.
It's a nice city. But let's move on to our last story of the day. Dubai patient wins 1 million dirhams after botched surgery. A Dubai court has awarded 1 million dirhams to a patient left permanently disabled after a joint replacement surgery went wrong. The man underwent the operation in December 2021, but soon after he suffered severe pain and lost about 80% of his legs function, forcing him to seek multiple correction surgeries abroad.
And so, the Supreme Committee for Medical Liability confirmed gross negligence by the treating doctor, citing a serious deviation from accepted medical standards. Despite a corrective surgery at the same hospital, the patient's condition worsened, leading him to file a lawsuit demanding compensation for permanent disability, pain and emotional suffering.
The Dubai Civil Court ruled that both the hospitals and the doctor were jointly liable, rejecting the hospital's claim that the physician went fully independent. The Court of Cassation upheld the ruling in October 2025, ordering both parties to pay legal fees, a clear reminder that medical facilities in Dubai are accountable for negligence under their supervision.
So there you have it. Another case ruling in favour of the victim rather than the company.
Yes, 100%. And it's when you think about it, the compensation is huge, the payout is really good, but at the same time, when you have a result of negligence where your joint, you might be disabled, this is something that you have to live for the rest of your life. Payout is really great. Compensation is great, okay, ruled in their favor, but at the same time, it's like, what can replace it? And this goes to question, like, when you go visit a doctor, you have a surgery, you're undergoing a surgery, you're taking second opinions. Do you rely on reviews? Do you rely on word of mouth? Do you rely on reputation? The doctor's reputation, the hospital's reputation. What do you do? Because even the top hospitals can what was the word? I lost it.
I'm not sure, but there can be human error.
Can be human error. Misdiagnose you, misdiagnose you. It happened to me, it happened to my sister, it happens all the time.
I think you go for the doctor.
Yeah, more
not
than
the
the
facility.
Hospital. Me too, I think that's what you need to do.
And 100%. And if you've got something coming up, you look at reviews, and you have to have trust in that person.
Yeah.
It's about the person, not the clinic, because the clinics here are world class.
Yeah.
You know, so you just have to make sure you find the right person.
Yeah, it always scares me. I don't know. I think it's always best to take multiple opinions before doing a surgery.
Find the person that's right for you.
Find that person. And feel comfortable with your doctor.
Let's wrap it up there, but the show is not over. It's 8:50, which means it's time to welcome back our next guest. Her name is Lauren O'Connell. She's been on the show before, and today she's back to talk about how to support someone going through cancer. She'll be with us after this very short break. Do stay tuned. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today's guest is the amazing Lauren O'Connell. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we're welcoming her back to the show. She's an amazing beauty editor, content creator, and breast cancer survivor. Lauren first joined us to share her journey with breast cancer diagnosis, and today she's going to talk about something that matters to so many: how we can genuinely support someone going through cancer. It's so good to have you back. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much for having me again.
Welcome back to the show. So can you tell us, how have you been since then, emotionally and physically?
Oh, it's been a roller coaster. You know, I think a lot of people feel that once you're done with chemo and radiation, you're good, everything is over, and you can resume back to your normal life. And the thing about breast cancer is that it stays with you forever in so many different ways. And I've been on hormone therapy for a year now. So essentially estrogen, which is a wonderful hormone that keeps our skin nice and plump and our joints feeling great, was my breast cancer's food. So I cannot have any estrogen in my body. So my body, it's almost as if I have the hormones of an 80-year-old woman now. So I've been navigating through that, and there's lots of things that pop up, and you just have to kind of roll with it and do your best. So I've been doing my best over the past year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Interesting. So, you know, you rang the bell for the all clear, and yet, so if you could just explain that to me a little bit more, the breast cancer fed on the hormones, the estrogen.
Yeah. So, you know, when we talk about breast cancer awareness, it's good to a point, but I think that there's so much more about breast cancer that people really aren't aware about. And I don't think the breast cancer awareness movement does enough to really educate people and share what breast cancer is. You can have there's many different types of breast cancers, and your breast cancer can be hormone positive or hormone negative. Mine was hormone positive, which meant that my breast cancer fed on estrogen. So there are so many women walking around that have had breast cancer, and they can't have any more estrogen in their system. I'm actually having a hysterectomy in 2 weeks, and that's because the ovaries also produce estrogen, so I can't have any estrogen in my body. And the medication that I'm taking to keep the estrogen, as the hormone therapy, as the hormone blocker, can cause thickening in the uterus and uterine cancer. So I have to have that removed too. So the breast cancer journey is truly a journey. It's not a sprint. It's not, you know, just get through these active treatments and it's over. It goes on and on and on.
May God give you the strength.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here
Thank
while you're
you.
going through it. You're 2 weeks away from a surgery. We appreciate it so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
So I know there shouldn't be a timeline, but for how long do you need to keep the tabs on? Is it different for every case?
Yes. So, you know, it's kind of like a spectrum in a sense where everybody is a little bit different. Every lady with breast cancer is like a snowflake, and no two snowflakes are the same. So for me, it's 5 years, which is the standard. So I have 4 more years of it. And it has put me into a forced chemical menopause. And I turned 43 yesterday, so I'm young to be in menopause. But at the same time, it is what it is. And I'm alive, and I'm happy, and, you know, I'm grateful to be here.
You know, and we're grateful to have you.
Thank you.
And this will be a small recap on when you first visited us, but can you share with the audience what made you become a voice for breast cancer? What made you want to publicly share your story? It's not an easy thing.
Yeah, I wasn't really planning on becoming a voice for breast cancer, but I started a beauty Instagram page years ago, and then I would kind of post a little bit about my life here and there. It took me a long time to really warm up to it and to be comfortable with being authentic. And when I went through breast cancer, I actually went off social media just because I didn't want a lot of people messaging me if I had revealed I was going through these treatments, and I just felt like I needed to conserve my energy. And then afterwards, I came out with it when I finished chemo, and I felt like, okay, the worst part's over. And slowly, I just started talking more and more. This past summer, I think because a year had passed and I was able to really settle into what I had just been through, I just found myself sharing. And I think it's actually been healing me to put this out there. And in doing so, I've had so many women reaching out to me. I mean, from all over the world. My TikTok in particular is just taking off. And I just post a lot about, you know, tiny little tips, hacks, how I was feeling, just very real about it. And at the end of the day, people gravitate towards what's real. And so I've somehow become a voice for breast cancer, which truly is an honor. And I don't think it's something I'm ever going to stop talking about. I think it's so important, and there's so many aspects to the whole concept of breast cancer. And, you know, all of those aspects are valid and they need to be shared.
Have you ever had like a specific message or a DM from someone that that touched your heart that you can share?
Yeah, so there was one lady who had messaged me, and she had gone through breast cancer in 2020 during COVID, and she was back in the US. And one of the things about breast cancer is, I don't know the exact percentage, but the percentage of husbands that divorce their wives while they're going through it is incredibly high.
I saw that report, which is crazy.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, I know. So much for in sickness and in health. But there was a lady, and she had messaged me, and she said when she was going through breast cancer chemo, and there's many different types of chemos too, and she was on the worst one, which is also the one that I had. And her husband was going out all the time to restaurants, and he wasn't following any of the COVID precautions. On top of that, with his wife going through what she was going through in their house, and she had to wear a mask in her house all the time to protect herself from her husband. And she just shared that with me. And I thought to myself, first and foremost, I'm so grateful for my husband, because he came to every single appointment and visit and blood draw, you name it, he was there. But I know that's not the norm. And so kind of circling back to me putting this information about my story out there, I feel like it's a bit of it's kind of like I'm a breast cancer big sister or something. But you know, it's I respond to people and I talk to people, and I think that some people just need that.
I wonder, so what you've done incredibly is built an online community, and online support systems are so important. And I wonder, what has been the Dubai support system like, for communities here, and have you been able to connect with more people because of your online presence here?
Yeah, there are Dubai breast cancer groups, and there's one in particular. It's a WhatsApp group, and there's different groups within this sort of WhatsApp umbrella. So a lot of ladies exchange information on that, and that's a really helpful support system. There's also groups that get together. I personally haven't gone to any of those groups yet, but I work a lot. I'm working all day, every day. I'm launching my beauty brand very soon. So for me, I don't have that leisure time. But I found, I hosted a breakfast a couple weeks ago, and I just put an invite out there, and so many women responded to me that had been following me that have breast cancer. So I was actually just at my breast surgeon's office the other day, and I walked in and I saw one of the ladies that came to my breakfast, and I was like, wow.
Nice.
So I kind of feel like I'm starting something of my own.
Yeah, I can.
So sorry to cut in. I think your alarm is going off. I don't want to make sure if it's anything important.
No, that's probably my alarm to make sure I'm there. Okay. I'm here, I mean.
I was just worried it was important.
No.
Okay, fine.
Tell them I'm really sorry.
No worries.
That's life.
So as soon as someone hears the news of being diagnosed with cancer and you share it with your family and stuff, what kind of support means the most to that person?
Just communication. Honestly, it's free. It's the best support. It's texting someone and saying, hey, I'm thinking of you. And you don't even have to go into how are you or whatever. Just I'm thinking of you. I think a lot of people get when someone is diagnosed with cancer, it makes you think a lot about yourself and your life.
Yeah.
Kind of like if someone gets engaged or is having a baby, and you just, you always relate everything back to you.
True.
And so I think cancer scares people. And a lot of people, when they find out you have breast cancer, or probably any type of cancer, they just don't really know what to say or how to say it. They start thinking, oh my gosh, what if this happened to me? And then to protect themselves, they want to create a distance between, them and you.
Did you find that?
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow, but
I did. I did. I was really shocked because when I was diagnosed, I found some people in my life just stepped up and they supported me so incredibly well. And it made me think to myself, would I have done that for them? Like, what would I have been like?
Yeah.
And then other people I expected to, check up on me and to kind of care. I really didn't hear from them. And I was like, what is going on? It's a weird thing. It's kind of like when, how they say everyone processes death differently and handles grief differently. It's sort of the same I found with breast cancer. People react differently, and you really can't. You can't foresee. Like it's always a surprise, and everyone I've talked to has the same story. So it's a great equalizer in life because you realize like who's there for you, who's not, and you start to really do a lot of decluttering.
Yeah.
So, there are always benefits and positives to it, but it was shocking.
And are there any kind of don'ts, as we become more aware of certain things, and there's language that we should avoid, or are there certain things that just kind of maybe get your goat in terms of how people speak to you? Or
Yeah, so one of the things that I found, which really I just couldn't believe people did this, but when they found out I had breast cancer, they say to me, oh my gosh, I know someone that had it and they died. And and they would whisper it to me as if like I was I not supposed to hear it or what? But people did that all the time. I know someone that had it and she died.
Oh, why would you say that?
I know, and I would sit there and I was like, I'm really sorry to hear that in the beginning. And then this is why I didn't tell people when I was first diagnosed. This is why I waited till after I was done with the chemo, because I knew that there was just going to be way too much for me to have to think about, and I was in such a vulnerable state. But yeah, I heard it from good friends, I heard it from family members, I heard it from random people, and they're trying to share with you like a commonality of, okay, I kind of get this, but they just go off in the complete wrong direction.
Wow.
So yeah.
How could you say that to someone?
Because people don't think.
You need to give them strength. You'll say, you need to be tough, you need to be strong, There are a lot of good cases.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Or you could just say, you know what, I'm thinking of you, and I love you, I care about you, I'm thinking of you every single day. That's what you should say, because then it's positive. It doesn't feel like there's an end point to anything, and it's just what the person needs to hear. They want to hear that they're loved, and they're when you go through breast cancer, you're at home a lot. You can't really go out much. You have the immunity of a newborn baby. You also feel terrible. I'm sorry, I have a little hair that's just like, but you feel terrible. Like you're sick because you're going through the chemo. So the world is going by, and you're just at home. And so nothing changes really day to day, which is wonderful in a way. And I really leaned into that while I was going through it, and I loved it. It was the JOMO, but life is going by, and so to know that someone is still going by on their day and doing things, but they say, "Hey, I'm thinking of you and I love you." That's more than enough. There doesn't need to be grand gestures of lots of flowers, although it's nice, or gifts or whatever, but it's just a hey, I'm thinking of you.
What about going through chemo specifically? Are there any practical tips or things that people did for you at that point that I think people could learn from? So more than, hey, how are you? Is there anything that you would really appreciate at that time?
Well, first and foremost, remembering the days that they have chemo. So usually it's either every 2 weeks. I was every 2 weeks for the first 2 months, and then I was every week for 3 or 4 months. And people just remembering it was a chemo day was awesome.
Oh.
And like, hey, good luck today. That's it. You know, it's free. It takes 2 seconds to text that, and it makes a big difference. One of my girlfriends made me a chemo basket. And it had this big soft blanket in it, nice like soft fuzzy socks, and tons of fun little things. And it was just so thoughtful and so nice. And also people coming to visit me during chemo. I had so many friends come over and get in bed with me and just, you know, watch something on Netflix, and we just hung out. And that was really nice too. So I felt very fortunate because I felt like I had an amazing support system. Not everyone has that. But even if you're the person that's going through it is in another country, just put a little reminder in your calendar of what days they have chemo and send them a message in the morning.
What about people that have full-time jobs maybe? How can workplaces, communities help them or support them?
Well, I mean, I feel like they support them by letting them probably only work as much as they can, continuing to pay them their full salary and letting them be at home. That would be the best case scenario. I know of women that have worked throughout all of chemo, and they've gone to the office, and I give them so much credit because that's something I couldn't have done. Yeah.
Speaking where you are now, I just wonder if anyone is watching and maybe they've had kind of a recent diagnosis. Would you have any message you'd like to share with them?
Yeah, so I would say that there's so much more life to live after diagnosis. It's not the end. It's a beautiful new beginning. And I chose to look at my breast cancer journey as an adventure. And it wasn't an adventure I necessarily signed up for, but I found myself on it, and I said to myself, I'm going to make the best of this. You know, it's kind of like if you have to climb, all of a sudden you find yourself climbing this huge mountain, and along the way you can stop and admire like the foliage or the flowers, or you see like nice things, and you just take in that whole experience. Or you could walk up that mountain thinking, I hate walking up this mountain. This mountain's terrible. And so it's really comes down to perspective, mindset. So you're going through it no matter what. Why not just try to find all the beautiful moments in it?
And how can people give meaningful support during the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, beyond just wearing pink?
Beyond the pink,
Yeah, this is something, I actually put a carousel on Instagram that went viral on this, and I think I titled it no pink ribbons, the pink ribbon doesn't always mean the same, something like that. And I've seen a lot of performative marketing.
So much.
So much, The
emails that we get are just shocking.
I got an email from a PR, and it said from Pinktober to Movember, which is Movember is for male cancer or something. And I just thought, oh my gosh, this is so heartless. And she's sending this to someone that went through breast cancer and is going through so much on a daily basis. And I mean, obviously she wasn't thinking, but that's the problem. She wasn't thinking. And, I've seen so many businesses saying, oh, we're selling pink balloons this month and pink cupcakes and all this stuff. And is any of that money going to research? Is any of that money assisting women with breast cancer? Are they giving their employees who have breast cancer the necessary support? Are they giving their, what type of health care are they giving their employees? It goes on and on and on. And last year when I just came out of chemo and radiation, I thought, this is so nice that there's like a whole month dedicated to this and all these people are doing all these things. This year, a year later, I'm annoyed. I am annoyed. Breast cancer should be year round, first of all. It shouldn't just be, it shouldn't just be October. Because 1 in 8 women get breast cancer. Wow. That is a huge number. And it's not just an old lady's disease. When I go to the hospital and the clinics, because I'm always going for follow-up appointments, there's lots of women in their 30s. There's women in their 20s. It's, and I mean, I was the healthiest person before I got diagnosed. But going back to the pink awareness, I just feel that the energy behind it, the intentions behind it are to sell their products or, get people at their businesses, and it's all wrong. I've been asked to speak at so many different events this month, and it's like they just want to, the HR just wants to check off, okay, we did something for pink awareness, now let's move on. And there's just there's no emotion, there's no heart behind it. And I say no all the time. And I even just the other day, I was on a call with this PR team. They wanted me to do this campaign with this business in Dubai. And they had ChatGPT'd the script, because I was originally told it's, we just need you to make a reel. Then it turned into, now I'm acting, which I've never acted before, but sure, I'll give it a try. But the lady said to me, one of the scenarios was the lady is quiet when she's with her friends, then she gets breast cancer, and all of a sudden she's very confident and she's the loud one. And she said to me, you just get over this roadblock and then you're there. And I said, wait, first of all, and I went on a 15-minute rant, and
good for you.
I got ghosted, but I was like, this is crazy. And I thought, by me schooling these ladies on this, like, this is the work. This is the breast cancer, awareness work, because they had no idea. They were clueless. And I mean, they had 3 different scenarios, and they wanted to find women that have a voice in this community with breast cancer to then act out these ridiculous scenarios that were clearly made by ChatGPT. I mean, I even saw the M dashes, and it was so far off, and it was ridiculous. And I said to them, there's no amount of money I would ever accept. You can offer me anything. I would never take it to do something like this. Yeah.
But there's a lot of tone deaf marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, it has become, as you said, it's nearly commercial. They're using,
totally.
They're using the cause to drive footfall. And I wonder, how can we change that?
I think it's by people like me speaking up and complaining about it and just, going off. Because otherwise, if breast cancer is not a part of your daily life, if you don't have someone that's very close to you with breast cancer, you're just not going to be thinking about this stuff. Yeah. I'm sure your calendar right now is packed with things today, like almost every hour. We don't have time to just sit around and think, okay, what does breast cancer awareness truly mean? So you need loudmouths like me that's going to be on your phone looking at you and saying, hey, hold on, let's talk about this. Right. And so, this is something that I want to do, at least for the foreseeable future. Also, breast cancer treatments are incredibly expensive. And when I was going through my treatments, I was very lucky. My husband's insurance paid everything. But I met a woman a few weeks ago. She actually came to my breast cancer breakfast. And she said to me, one of the medications I'm on is 26,000 dirhams a month. And this lady she probably makes that in 7 or 8 months. And so she relies on charities to pay for her medications. And I just feel that no woman going through this should ever have to feel like they don't even know if they can afford the treatments. I've heard of a lady right now, she's trying to save up money for a biopsy because she found a lump. That's crazy to me. So I want to also, with my beauty brand that I'm launching, when I become profitable and I get the thumbs up for it, I really want to help to pay for women's treatments. And that's just incredibly important to me.
That would be amazing. And first of all, so thank you for building the communities that show women that they have support there. And I'm so glad that you mentioned your beauty brand, because we come to the end of the show, and the last time you were here, you teased this product. And I was like, maybe she'll bring it today. Maybe she'll bring it.
Oh my gosh, you know what? The boxes are just getting sent to my factory in France, and it's gonna come hopefully by the end of this month, inshallah, or the beginning of next month, so it's gonna be live. But I'm gonna send you one.
Can you tell me what it is? I'm not asking.
Not yet.
I will buy one. I'll buy one, but I just want to know what it is.
Because I'm a small fry, and I'm really afraid of the big guys seeing my idea and copying me. And I know that that's inevitable. I mean, I'm a beauty editor. I see this stuff all the time, but I need to give myself at least as much of a go as possible. But I'll let you know. You'll be the first to know.
Okay, before you leave us, can you give anyone people a little insider scoop as to what you are building, and so they can look forward to it?
So I am building it's a beauty brand, and it's very me because it's spiritual. and it is formulated with intention. I'm actually a mechanical engineer. I know, random. And I also have a master's of science in nursing, so I'm like geek chic. So I understand ingredients, and skincare is my jam. So it's everything in here is completely intentional. I created this formula while I was going through chemo. I went through about 50 iterations with my lab, and they said to me, "We've never had someone like you before that is so picky." But I am picky. I've done consumer studies, and I had just these anonymous people saying, "What is this brand? I need to have this product. Like, I must buy it." So it's a brand that really reflects the different stages of a woman's life, and it's made for everyone. And it's made to, I've created it to use beauty as a medium to get you more connected to your true essence, your spirit, your soul, everything. And so I think it's going to take, it's new to the beauty world, and it's original and it's innovative, and I think that women are just going to absolutely love it.
Hopefully.
How exciting.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
fingers crossed.
She's fabulous. She's geek chic. She's a breast cancer survivor. And she's a beauty entrepreneur, the amazing Lauren O'Connell. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you, Vasa.
Thank you, Casey.
And that is the end of the Lovin Dubai show today. We're back with you tomorrow morning, which is Friday. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.